friends, it's Jessica here from Double the Stitches, and I'm going to show you a quick video tutorial on how to do the Purl 1 yarn over purl stitch. This stitch is used in my Alim Shawlette pattern. This is not the yarn that I would typically use for that pattern. That pattern is generally designed for fingering weight yarn, although you can use any yarn you would desire because the pattern itself is adjustable. But I like to use the chunky weight and the double point needles for doing tutorials because they make it much easier for you to see what's happening on the screen. The bigger yarn, the bigger needles, it makes this stitch a little bit more obvious what I'm doing. So I've worked up to the point where I need to do this, this stitch in the pattern. And this is done on the wrong side rows of the shawl. So I've got the yarn in the front, and I'm going to show you first Continental, which is the yarn held in the left hand. Then at the end of the row, I will show you how to do it with the yarn held in your right hand, which is English style or traditional knitting. It's really a simple stitch. It's a double increase worked into a purl stitch. You may be familiar with a knit one yarn over knit one done in the same stitch. This is really just the opposite of that stitch. It's done on a purl side row. So I'm going to slip my needle in. I'm going to purl one. As I do this, I leave the stitch on the left needle, but I've got one, after the marker here, I've got one stitch on my right hand needle. I'm going to yarn over. So now I've got, turn that one stitch into two, and I'm going to go back into that same stitch, yarn over again, and pull that through. So after that marker, now I've got 3 stitches, and now I can slide that stitch off the needle. Okay, and so now I can show you how to make this purl 1 yarn over purl stitch with the yarn held in my right hand, which would be called English style or traditional knitting. And so I've got to the stitch where I want to make that the purl 1 yarn over purl 1, slip my needle in, purl, leaving the stitch on the left hand needle. I've not removed it yet. I've got one stitch there, yarn over, go back into that same stitch, yarn over, and purl. And that is your purl 1 yarn over purl stitch, worked both English and Continental. And I hope this helped. Happy knitting, friends. If you want to check out the Alim Shawlette, I will share a picture of it and a link to find it on Ravelry or my website. And if you find these videos helpful, I would love if you'd leave a comment and even subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.